Hello and welcome to my book nook where I talk about all things books. It's been a while. So some of you may not know, but I have previously had this channel and about 4 years. Okay, so I think about 4 years ago, I said kind of a temporary goodbye to this channel. I had moved and I never got into the rhythm of filming here, and then life just kind of happened and I kind of tried out TikTok for a little bit and cosplay and absolutely loved it. And I just wasn't feeling my booktube channel anymore. And so I just kind of said goodbye. And because I'm one of those people where I'm not getting paid to do this, and so this should be something I enjoy doing. And if I'm not enjoying doing it, why am I going to force myself to do it? And since then, I've become a mom. I have a rambunctious child that is turning 3 in August. So that's tell you, it's been a while. And since then, I have started and completed 2 drafts of a romance novel that I am working on getting published, and I am just so proud of that book. And I just kind of realized that I kind of missed my YouTube channel. So here I am, and I'm going to revive it. But I am going to put in new rules for me that are going to just make it easier and make this enjoyable. Because part of the reason why I wasn't enjoying it as much is because the stress of filming and editing and hitting a schedule. And I understand that all of that is supposed to help you grow your audience and grow your channel and whatnot, but it's stressful. And when you are a parent, it's just a lot. And so I'm changing some things. First off, I'm filming on my cell phone, which is great. One, I can actually see myself in my camera. I don't have to set up this whole contraption, because I didn't, at the time that I was recording YouTube videos, I didn't have a proper tripod or anything. Now I have ring lights because of cosplaying and all that jazz, but at the time I didn't have any sort of tripod. So I was stacking up books or shoe boxes or something to then put my DSLR camera on, and then I had to plug that into a TV that I think it was a little TV, in order to be able to see myself, to make sure that I could see myself, and then also that I was still recording, because it had a 20-minute limit and I can kind of ramble sometimes, and so I would sometimes hit that limit, and if I couldn't see that I was still recording, then I could just be rambling and not know when I stopped and have to go back and watch the entire video. This way I can now see myself, and it's great, and I don't have to worry about it. It also auto focuses on my face, so I don't have to worry about trying to set it, because it's a DSLR camera that didn't have a flip out screen. It didn't have autofocus. It's a camera that I bought in 2014, and it was an older model, I believe, then. So knowing that camera is 11 years old now is wild to think about, but I absolutely love it. Still have it, and I still may use it, but at least for the chunk of these videos, they're going to be filmed on my phone. It's going to make it so much easier. In terms of editing, I'm also going to keep things really simple, which you're going to either love it or hate it, but I am not going to do a whole lot of edits. If I stumble over a word here or there, depending on how bad it is, I might cut it out, but for the most part, I'm just going to leave it. And it's just going to make my life easier, and I'm going to love it. And then for uploading, I'm going to aim for 1 a week, and typically have those videos posted on Saturdays. For the most part, kind of being vlog type videos where I'm just going to record snippets throughout my week, whether it's about my writing or my reading or whatever, compile it in a video and upload it on Saturdays, with occasional random videos on random Wednesdays, but they are not going to be I have to hit these. It's just if I want to do a special video about a writing challenge that I'm doing, because there is one coming up in July, if I wanted to do a special video about that, or if there is a special reading challenge that I want to do, or I know we're coming up on the mid-year, so you've got the mid-year book freakout tag, I will eventually post that. And so Wednesdays are going to kind of be those days for those more flexible videos and whatnot, and Saturdays are probably going to be the vlogs, and just keep my life really simple. And if I miss a week, it's not the end of the world. It's all good. And just giving myself that freedom is just so freeing. It really is. And I'm just really excited to kind of revamp this channel and just kind of go for and just revisit it. That being said, there's probably some questions because, like I said, I am an author. I am working on getting a story published. However, I'm also a book lover. You can see my bookshelves behind me. You can also see my child's books. But you can see that I love books, and I don't want to be afraid to talk about books because I'm worried about what people might think, like how they'll react to like my books, because I am one of those authors who understands and believes that not every book is for every person, and that is okay. My book is not going to be for everyone. If somebody doesn't like it, that's okay, and if they do, awesome. But all authors, or at least all good authors, should also be book lovers. They should love reading. They should love stories. And to not even talk about that seems so disingenuous, at least for me, because I have been a avid reader since I was a child, and everybody knows that, and it's just part of who I am. Everybody just knows Lex is the bookworm, and they like ask me about books, and I will give recommendations to people. Sometimes some of my friends get book recommendations just randomly, like out of the blue. I'm like, yo, you need to read this, and it's great. And so it just seems disingenuous not to talk about books. That being said, there are certain things that I will and will not be doing in regards to talking about books. First and foremost is I do not rate books. And that is not just because I am like an author and I like don't want it to be like, oh, I gave this book a 2-star, and so that means people are gonna like automatically be like, she just rates low, so I'm gonna rate her book low or anything like that. I'm not worried about any of that. Part of it is just because my brain does not know how to rate a book with a star rating. Other than like, because the way my brain looks at reading, and it's always looked at reading, and I understand this is maybe weird, but this is how my brain does, is I look at books of like, I absolutely love it. It's a, new favorite, which I understand that would objectively be basically a 5-star. If I love a book, it's a favorite, I'm going to reread it, it's going to be a 5-star. And if I DNF a book for whatever reason, and there are multiple reasons why I will DNF a book, objectively, I could argue that could be a 1-star, but then what do you do for 2, 3s, and 4s? And then also everybody rates books differently. And I've just never been one of those people where star ratings really matter to me in terms of putting my rating out there for the world to be like, hey, this is my thought. Because especially like, I feel like words are more important. So when I'm talking about a book, and if I'm talking about why I think you should read it, or why I didn't like the book and why I stopped reading it, or if it was just an average book for me, I feel like putting that into words is way more important than giving it a star rating, because what I may vote as a 3-star may not be what other people vote as a 3-star, and that's just where it kind of gets a little tricky, because some people 3 stars is average, sometimes 3 stars is bad, sometimes it's like great. It just depends, and I'm not gonna deal with any of that. So if you see going forward that I am not giving star ratings to books, that is why. I've never really done it. The only time I have ever given books ratings is when I first started Goodreads, like using Goodreads. I would give my favorite books of all times, the books that I knew I was going to reread and love and all that, I would give those 5 stars, but that was all I was giving. And I only did that for a few books, and then I kind of just realized it looked a little weird only having 5-star reviews. So I actually removed those star ratings, and I just haven't reviewed books since, or like at least given star ratings to books. And that's just the way I do it, and if you don't like that, that's okay. That's just how I do it. I will also never come on here and say that a book is objectively awful and you should never read it unless I truly, truly, truly believe that it is harmful or dangerous in some way, shape, or form. And if that is the case, I would explicitly state why. I'm, again, like I said, I'm a firm believer that not every book is for everybody, which means just because I don't like a book doesn't mean somebody else will. So I will never come and say, never read this book. It will be, I didn't like this book for these reasons, or this book wasn't for me, and here are the reasons why. Maybe those reasons are exactly why you want to read it, and if so, awesome. I'm glad you just found a book that you found interesting and you want to go read. But that's just kind of my thought process on, talking about rating books and whatnot, because like, this is not just going to be an author channel. This is also a book channel where I'm going to talk about books. That's kind of, why I changed my name to Lex's Book Nook, is the idea that I'm here to talk about books and stories and what I love about them, and talk about new favorites, because books are fun to talk about. And so I'm just gonna be here, and I'm gonna be living my life and taking you all along for the journey, and I hope you come along for the ride. And yeah, that's it for today. I know this definitely was super rambly, and I'm definitely gonna cringe kind of looking at this, but that's okay. Thanks for joining my channel, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.